Alabama's quest to stay unbeaten to the SEC championship game, and then hopefully for them the BCS national championship game, runs through its biggest rival in Auburn. Hey, how are you folks? Jason Horowitz. Glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com. It's the college football preview show presented by Tyson Anytizers. Alabama at Auburn, a game you can see Friday on CBS beginning at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's bring in CBS Sports' Spencer Tillman to break this down. And Spencer, all the rivalries that are out there in college football, Michigan, Ohio State this past weekend, Army, Navy in a couple of weeks on CBS, Cal, Stanford, whatever rivalry you want to throw out there. Is there any more hatred between two teams than this one?
I don't think so. It's a long-running rivalry for sure, and I think it's so deep that when you go into the DMV there in Alabama, they ask you who you're for so they can put it on your driver's license. At least that's the running joke. And it's going to be an interesting outcome just because of that history, but we all know that Alabama's much better than Auburn this year, and it will be that way, it looks like, for years to come.
Well, it is the one last test for Alabama here before the SEC championship game. And, you know, Auburn does have a very formidable offense. So do you think that could give this Alabama defense some problems and keep Auburn in the ballgame?
Well, you're right in that Auburn does have a formidable offense, but it tends to be at its best against the lesser competition. And unfortunately, they're going to need to flip that script if they're going to have success against one of the top-ranked defenses in the nation in Alabama. So, again, I think that what Gus Malzahn, the offensive coordinator, Auburn has to do is find a way to get that offense to click against some stellar defensive units. And we certainly know that his quarterback's not going to have nearly as much time with that defensive front four of Alabama. If they struggle, this is going to look more like a tune-up, like the UT Chattanooga game was for Alabama last week, than it is a competitive rivalry.
And like last year's game also, but the difference was last year's game Auburn couldn't score. This year they're putting up record point totals, at least they have throughout the season. You got two great running backs in this game. One is Mark Ingram, a lot of publicity, Heisman frontrunner for some people. I know you like him as your Heisman frontrunner. The other is Ben Tate, does not have as much publicity around the nation. Any chance that the Auburn running back outshines the Alabama back?
Well, there's always a chance, and again, I say that because Ben Tate, as you said, most people don't know a lot about him, and unfortunately for him, that's a problem. But he's performed well against SEC competition. Jason, he's got 6 100-plus yard games, and a lot of those have come against SEC ranks. So when you look at that, that's always an indicator, and it opens the possibility that he can have a great performance against Alabama. Unfortunately, Mark Ingram can run the ball, and he's done the same thing against quality competition from the beginning of the season to this point, and where we are right now in the season. So both these backs are outstanding to watch, but I think that Ingram, because of his front, protecting him and blocking for him, will have more of a big-type splash in this contest than will Ben Tate, his counterpart.
Spencer, Ingram's friend in the back part of the offense here in the backfield, that's Greg McElroy, the Alabama quarterback. And throughout this season, we've talked about some inconsistencies. Do you think he has pulled it together down the stretch for the Iron Bowl and then for the SEC championship game?
I think he's in a great place right now. I think what they did a couple of weeks ago, they had a bye week. They went back to some basics of what they're doing offensively. And I think McElroy has really shown that he can be that stable, dependable quarterback that doesn't throw interceptions and then put his offense in a very difficult situation. He's going to need to do that, not just with this game, but down the road, of course, in the SEC championship. I think he's smart. I think Nick trusts him most importantly. And I think probably the most important thing, he's got Mark Ingram back there to take some of the pressure off of him. And I love their game plan in recent weeks, opening up in the first half to allow that running game to flourish in the second half.
Yeah, he's starting to find Julio Jones a little bit more the last couple of weeks, too. A lot of people making a big deal about the fact that Auburn had the bye week. Alabama had Chattanooga, so let's not say that Alabama had a tough test last week either.
Right.
All right, Spence, I know you like Alabama to win. What would it take for Auburn to keep it close and maybe pull the upset?
Jason, I think a colossal mistake by Alabama offensively, turning the ball over, which will be totally uncharacteristic of a Nick Saban coach ball club. If they do that, I think with the high-profile offense, as you pointed out, Auburn has a chance, but it's a remote one.
All right, we'll see how it all plays out Friday on CBS at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you then, Spence. Thanks, bud.
All right, Jason. We'll see you.
All right, folks, for more on this game, stay right here with CBSSports.com. And don't forget, if you're watching the SEC on CBS, you can also watch it on CBSSports.com. Simply go to CBSSports.com/SEC Live for all of the actions. And if you have it on your iPhone or your iPod Touch, search CBS College Sports at the iTunes Store. For Spencer Tillman, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.